Hi, Internet. This is Jess.
And Mark.
And we're from Ring Rants, here to talk to you about several matches for this year's SummerSlam.
Also known as Super Slam.
So anyway, up first, we're going to talk about Jeff Hardy versus Nakamura.
Alright, this is going to be a great match. Rematch from, a month or so ago when they had their first U.S. title match. I expect Randy Orton to get involved, just like he's been getting involved in Jeff's stuff for a little while now.
Because he's a snake.
He is a snake. What a bad snake.
What a viper.
Yeah, what a viper. But hopefully they give these guys, 10, 15, 20 minutes to work a really good match. I'd love to see Jeff Hardy win the title back just because he's one of my favorite. But more than likely, I'm thinking Nakamura is going to keep the title. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, so these two are two of the most iconic, enigmatic people, superstars of today, and also from Attitude Era, back when we were kids. I just don't know how to call this one. I really think that Nakamura plays a really good heel, sort of. Antagonizer.
He's been getting better with it. First it was kind of lame with the whole low blow thing, but then it became kind of funny, like, he did it again. And now he's starting to, get under people's skin, which is a pretty good fit for him, so it's coming around. I miss him as a face, though. I think he's a way better good guy than a bad guy, but...
True, but he's playing out the part very well, and I think that momentum that heat needs to keep going.
Yeah.
What better way than to eliminate Jeff Hardy?
Yeah, and like I said, I think Randy Orton will get involved, and that's going to set up something between him and Jeff later on. Maybe Jeff disappears for a week or two, and then he comes back with a character like Brother Nero or something like that. Just a more intense Jeff Hardy than we're used to seeing. So as far as this match, I'll go Nakamura.
But it kills him because he's a Jeff Hardy fan.
Yeah, that did suck to say. What do you think?
I go with Nakamura.
Alright, so what's the next match?
Up next, we have Baron Corbin. Constable Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Versus Finn Balor. And I think this is going to be a too sweet match.
Too sweet.
We really didn't time that very well.
Yeah, I did it really slow, and then I thought it was going to happen. It's all good.
It's all good.
You get two sweets for the first one.
It's still too sweet.
It is.
So this is another sort of, my opinion, the whole David versus Goliath, little guy versus big guy. Trying to take out an authority figure that's corrupt, and that whole Daniel Bryan versus the Authority, or Rollins versus Authority. That's kind of what it makes me feel like.
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely, Corbin's playing up how big he is in physical stature versus how small Balor is. So that's certainly one aspect to it. At first the Constable gimmick was a little weird, but it's kind of grown on me. He's getting that kind of swagger to him where it's like, hey, I'm an important guy. I'm going to shove that in your face. That's a perfect heel role for someone
I think that's exactly like him, too, though.
Yeah.
It's not really far off.
Yeah. And then Balor is just Balor. There's nothing...
He's a jolly
There's nothing bad you can say about Finn Balor. At least I don't think.
I bet the internet would find a way.
They would be silly to do that.
But anyway, so... Little guy versus big guy, and I'm always going to root for the little guy, even though I'm a serious Corbin fan, and I like this new role that he's in.
Yeah.
Going back and forth between just giving messages and bringing up bad news to people.
Yeah.
Making them pay. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But I think I'm calling it Balor wins this.
Yeah, I think so too. Corbin's been getting the best of Balor lately, so I think it's the next step would be Balor finally getting one up on him. So I'm sure there'll probably be another match down the line. This feud will probably go on if I was to guess. So
I have a feeling too.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a corrupt sort of politician sort of figure on any show. So always willing to overthrow that person.
Yeah.
So the third match we have is Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. And wow, they have done a very good development of this feud.
Oh yeah, definitely had some very good matches. You got really two of the best workers on the roster going against each other. The dynamic of Drew McIntyre in the background could play into it a little bit. But this is, I think, a good Intercontinental title match. You know, I like both Ziggler and Rollins. Maybe I lean a little more to Ziggler, maybe just a tiny bit, but most of the time I like Rollins a whole lot too. He's pretty much the Iron Man of the Raw roster. So, you know, if they let these guys just say, you know, hey, go out there and do whatever you want, put on, you know, the best match you can.
It's going to be a match of the night.
Yeah, they could steal the show. So
literally, because that's what Dolph Ziggler is.
That's right. That's his shtick. That's crazy. Ziggler. I'll go Ziggler.
Oh, that wasn't tough for you at all, because I say Rollins.
Yeah, I figured that would happen. So, but
But
it'd be
also,
a great match overall.
Yeah, I'm not going to be mad at the
No.
outcome because
No.
both are the most deserving, you know, hardest working, loyal, dedicated guys on any roster of either show. So. Word. So, there we disagree. Finally. So the fourth match, and it's a tough one to talk about because him being a Daniel Bryan fan.
Won't be tough for me. Everyone can see what I'm going to pick tomorrow.
But it literally feels like everyone wants a piece of what Daniel Bryan has. Like everyone wants to bring him down. So we are going to talk about Daniel Bryan versus The Miz.
Finally, it kind of happened after all these years of
Lots
Miz
of talk.
trash
Lots
talking.
of yeah.
But I don't think we're going to get like the full blowout match, though. I think there's going to be some shenanigans. Miz weasels his way out or gets like a crappy count out or a DQ finish or something like that, just to drag the feud along that much more. It wouldn't surprise me if like Daniel Bryan comes out and Miz is on the video screen and is like, hey, I know I was supposed to be there, but I'm doing something for my show, playing into that Hollywood gimmick.
He's been doing
has.
that, and it's honestly so annoying, but I think it's working for The Miz.
So just to bring this feud, you know, more depth to it. I mean, it's pretty much one of the best feuds the last couple years outside of being wrestling until just now. But if they actually let them have the match,
it's going to be like competing with Ziggler and Rollins for match of the night. For me, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm a bit biased, but
I agree. I think a lot of people would too. So.
I think anything you put Daniel Bryan into, since he's been back, he's going to do great, and people are going to want to watch.
Very good for him to be back. Very good to see him back. Wrestling wasn't the same.
That's true.
So.
I mean, it's still not the same because my favorite guys out there.
Let's rip on that.
Let's not rip on that. Anyway, so I say it's going to be a clean match, honestly. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I think I want to see them actually go at each other and, you know, settle their revenge on each other. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
But I think Miz pulls away with the win. I'm sorry. This is very hard for me to say because... very hard for me to say.
Even harder for me to hear.
We're breaking up live on Ring Rant.
Oh my god.
But anyway, I just really think that in order to give Daniel Bryan even more fuel to keep going and keep fighting, I think Miz has to win.
I mean, yeah, you can make that argument for sure, but I think on the opposite side, Daniel Bryan wins, you know, hypothetically, that could send Miz over the edge, and you can play it up like the Miz has this like breakdown in character. It's like, I've been trash talking Daniel Bryan this whole time, and I said I could beat him. Can
you imagine that? And then he like brings himself down a couple notches, and he's like, "Oh, I felt so untouchable."
Well, not that, but what I'm saying is like he like snaps, and we don't see like the Hollywood side of his gimmick anymore. He's more of like a sadistic, like, I'm gonna stalk the hell out of Daniel Bryan because he took something away from me by beating him. So if they do have the Miz go over, or if they have Daniel Bryan go over, you could still continue the feud by having that little twist in Miz's character. So that's what I'm thinking. I think Daniel Bryan will win, and then like something in Miz snaps, and then we see more of a sadistic heel out of him. Instead of the cocky, arrogant heel that we get now with this Hollywood gimmick. So I'm gonna go Daniel Bryan. Shocker.
I love Daniel Bryan, but I'm going with Miz.
All right. What is our very last match that we are talking about?
Last match, and I'm lit with the excitement of an all-women's pay-per-view, which I hope to be well enough to make a video for all of you about my thoughts. Last match we're going to be talking about is the triple threat match between Carmella, the champ, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair.
Woo.
So, everyone wants to get at Carmella.
Yeah, and I'm happy this match is happening because you got two of the best versus Carmella, who might not be the best in ring, but the character is there. So she plays a very annoying heel, which is the point. The voice and the way she talks, her mannerisms. It's supposed to be annoying and get under your skin. I would have liked to see more interaction with Carmella versus Becky, her chipping at her a little bit or something.
But they're not like that. They're playing the whole we're friends, but it's every woman for themselves in that ring.
Yeah,
but there wasn't
between
really
Becky and Charlotte,
yeah.
But there hasn't been really any interaction between Carmella and Becky. It was more just hey, I'm the champ and you can't get this.
And
then Becky's I'm gonna fight until I get that shot, which works. She's a great Rocky type character. If I was to, Becky Balboa is a nickname for her. So
I forgot
she
about
says
that
too. So I was really excited when they finally gave her the number one contender spot, and they were gonna let her go up against Carmella by herself. The fact they threw Charlotte in there makes me think that they don't want to give Becky the title
again.
And my thinking there is Carmella already has a track record with Charlotte, so she could easily pin Charlotte, and then it doesn't make Becky look bad. She doesn't lose that momentum that Becky has. She comes out, the crowd goes nuts. Becky's been winning matches left and right. She looks really good to the fans. So you have this setup where Carmella beats Charlotte for second, third, fourth time, whatever it was, and it saves Becky in that way. So I can kind of see that playing out, unfortunately. What I really want to happen is Becky pins either Carmella or Charlotte. Maybe pins Charlotte because you can build a bigger feud out of that, build multiple matches in the future. But I also kind of want to see, the fan in me see the ultimate good guy, or good, girl, I guess, in this case, get over on the heel. So Becky pinning Carmella. So I know that was a little drawn out, but it's an interesting match, and I think it'll be really good. You got two of the best in Becky and Charlotte, and Carmella's starting to get there,
I think whatever happens, I need to see the title be taken off Carmella. It's not the character, it's not her as an in-ring performer or her as a person. It's just I'm not interested in her being title holder. I just can't. So I very much want to see Becky Lynch do this. Get a title. Keep it. Have it be hers.
Yeah.
I kind of equate her to Daniel Bryan from
in
the women's division.
I can kind of see that.
She's literally the one who has title shot and opportunity after opportunity. Everyone picks on her for being too nice.
Yeah.
It's just, I really need to see it.
Yeah.
And I think it's now or never.
Yeah.
She's done her fair share of work. She's always there. She always shows up. She's always great.
Yeah. So I want to say Becky. Every part of me wants to say Becky, just because she's definitely the most deserving. Charlotte right there too.
But Charlotte's had so
Charlotte has had it, but there's a reason why she's had it for so long and so many times, because she's
phenomenal.
top 2, top 3, in the company. So it's understandable that they would give her the title every once in a while. So I don't think this is going to be it. All right, I'll go Becky. Just maybe, again, just bias coming in.
The dreamer in us wants to root for the underdog.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. I mean, I did it with Daniel Bryan versus Miz, so I'll do it with this one. So Becky pins Charlotte. I'll say this, just to kind of build on the story a little bit. Because you could still have Carmella still do heel stuff, and it'll still work fine. She doesn't need to be champion, but I think a title between Becky and Charlotte would make things really interesting, because then you can see their friendship kind of change a little bit, like we saw with Bayley and Sasha, but hopefully not as bad as they did for that. I think they could have done a little better.
Yeah.
Towards the end, they were fine. They actually let them fight it out and stuff like that. They didn't just tease it forever. They actually let them fight each other, but now they're okay. So I feel like they're building to something bigger, but who knows. But yeah, this match, Becky, let's go.
Yeah.
Straight fire.
Chandra Noir.
She does look like Chandra Noir.
From Magic the Gathering.
Look
big
at the
Magic
picture.
the Gathering players.
Look at a picture of Chandra Noir and then look at Becky. It's right there in front of you guys.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it.
That's it. That's all we have for you guys.
Yeah.
We will be back with a video with the guys talking about the 2 main event matches. So stay tuned for that.
All right.
Thanks for watching.